former Mississippi State coach.
Yeah.
For some reason, Coach, I have found out doing this show, Dad still has some friends. He counts you as one of them. How is that possible that he has?
He's a good friend. He's a good coach too.
Coach, how's this possible?
We love to pick it, Wimp, and he handles it so well, so that makes him a guy that you can count on as your friend. But Barry, we go back a long way. We coached together against each other a long time ago, and I think the way the college athletics are now, it's hard to be really close friends with your competitors because the price of losing is so big now because these salaries are so big. We used to hang out together, Wimp and Sonny and you, Durham, and all that. We'd go to meetings and hang out together and all that. I don't know if they do that now.
Yeah, but you know what, Rich, you're right, but you seem like now they should be more comfortable than ever because if they fire them, these guys are making so much money. You guys were never making this kind of money. You actually had to maybe go work again. These guys are making so much money now, but I don't think the coaching fraternity is as close as it used to be, and I don't really understand why.
I don't either because you're all held to the same standards, and I think back then we talked about that like it was forever ago, but it was only 20 years ago that I retired from Mississippi State. But now everything in basketball is based on NCAA tournament. If you don't make the NCAA tournament, you've not had a successful year. It doesn't matter how many games you win. It doesn't matter how much your team improves. The academics don't matter. Administrators love to say that the academics matter. Doesn't matter. Making the NCAA tournament is the key, and so it's just so competitive now, Barry. I think it's harder for the guys to be close, and they may be. I don't know. I don't hang around with the coaches as much anymore. I'm around the Mississippi State coaches almost every day, but the rest of the coaches, I'm not around them that much.
Well, it looks to me like Sonny Smith made y'all's non-conference schedule because you don't play.
Play a lot of direct.
But anyway,
that was funny. Play William and Mary. You play William one game and Mary the second. That's what Sonny Smith would do.
Well, the non-conference schedule was not tough, that's for certain. And I asked Dan about that one day, and he said, the kids on this team this year had not experienced winning, and he wanted them to experience winning. And he just felt like they had to schedule games that gave the team a chance to win some games. And he knew going in that they might not be prepared as they needed to be for conference play, simply because they're going to play some opponents that, they knew if they just showed up, they were going to win. And it skewed the stats also. Going into conference play, if you look at our shooting percentages, you'd think we're a great shooting team. But we got so many transition baskets, so many just drives to the goal and lay it in against inferior teams. It made our shooting percentages look really, really good. And now that we're in conference play, you can see those shooting percentages drop way off. We've not shot the ball well from the three-point line, although we have a lot of guys that are capable. Just something right now, it's just not clicking. But against Vanderbilt in our last game, they really shot the ball well. But now, having said that, Vanderbilt's not a very good defensive team. They're a little bit soft in the perimeter, and they don't have a rim protector. And they're not a team that just gets down and really guards you, unlike what we're going to see tomorrow night in Tuscaloosa.
Well, this is a basketball team that if Alabama's not ready to play, can come in and beat Alabama. I think they're up and down a little bit. Maybe I don't know as much about them as you do, but they're capable of coming in, and if you rest on your wins too much and don't play, then you've got troubles. Or if you get so low on your losses that you can't get up, you got troubles. Getting kids up to play is difficult. Is this a basketball team that on some nights, even though you're not making a lot of layups, can shoot the basketball really well from the perimeter?
I don't think there's any question about it. When if you look at Quindary Weatherspoon's career, he's been a really good three-point shooter. Tyson Carter is an excellent three-point shooter when he doesn't settle for 26, 27-foot three-pointers. If he's just right at the line or one step behind that line, he's really, really good. Lamar Peters has had games last year where he shot it really well, and he's not shooting well this year at all, although against Vanderbilt now he did. He had his best game of the year against Vanderbilt. He wasn't going in there and getting inside and making wild plays and wild shots. He shot the ball well. He had 4 or 5 assists and 0 turnovers. When he plays like that, Mississippi State's a dangerous team because he is so quick, so good off the dribble. It's very, very difficult to keep him out of the paint. And when he gets in the paint and jump stops and then pitches out to open shooters that can step into their shots, Mississippi State's a much better team, and that's what he was able to do against Vanderbilt.
We're talking with Coach Richard Williams, obviously former basketball coach at Mississippi State. Rich, I don't know how much you've seen Alabama, and I'm not sure if you even played Colin Sexton, but he is a kid that can go to. He's obviously had 40 in a game. I think he's averaging right at 19 or 20 a game. You got to give up something if you guard a guy like that. First of all, you got to get back in transition. If you were preparing a team to get ready maybe to defend a guy like Colin Sexton, what were maybe some of the things that you guys did to prepare for him, for a guy like that?
Well, guys like that, I need to obviously have to have help, but it's hard for anybody to guard him one-on-one. And I've only seen him play a little bit, and I did watch the entire Alabama-Auburn game the other night, and he obviously did not play in that game. And, you know, the things I'd heard about the Alabama team before I watched them play, not a good shooting team, take away their drives, things like that, and they're beatable. But John Petty looked at me like he can really, really shoot it. So somebody's got to get out and guard him. But against guys that really like to drive it and penetrate those kinds of teams, we would gap those guys. Not necessarily the Virginia defense where they, where they're always in the gaps, but we would not get out and deny next passes against guys like that. We would gap those guys and make them throw the ball to somebody else and then worry about recovering on that next guy.
Yeah, John Petty, coach, I don't know what he said, he is streaky. Like, he's one that you don't want him to hit that first 1 or 2 because then he can go. But then he may go 1 for 10. What do you do against a guy like that who's really, really streaky? You could tell Bruce Pearl was really mad on a pretty simple out-of-bounds play. He got a three-pointer right in the corner where nobody was there. What do you do against a streaky guy when you defend him?
Well, first of all, you have to try to not let him catch the ball. If they get on a roll like that, you try not to let him catch it. And we have actually done this in the past, and I asked Ben about this the other night against a particular player. We would face guard guys like that. We would play no help. You have no help responsibility, no ball responsibility. Just get out and face guard him and don't let him catch the ball. And sometimes that can frustrate a player. And, as strange as it sounds, I would sometimes take my worst perimeter defender, and put it on a guy like that. So all you got to do is just stay close to him. Don't let him catch the ball. Now you don't have to worry about getting off and help, recovering. You don't have to worry about where it's stopping ball penetration. All you got to do is not let that guy catch the ball. Most guys can do that. You tell them to do that and give them that responsibility.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, I did that. I'd alternate. I told, I'd have 2 guys. I'd put them in every 8 minutes and tell our team that we're going to give them credit for the victory if we could hold this guy way below the average, so we give them some credit. So
I remember you told Darby Rich, you put him in there against, I don't remember, it was Allen Hughes, something like that. You're going to play red defense on it. You can stay in until he scores. When he scores, you're coming out. Boy, you want to see a guy chase a guy? He'll chase that guy.
That's pretty good motivation.
Yeah, it really is.
Richard,
I'm looking at Petty's stats right here, and as streaky as it might be, he's shooting 39% from the three-point line. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
but he's only 56% from the free throw line. Now, how does that happen? That's what I don't understand about guys. They can shoot it 39% from out there 22, 23 feet away, and they get a free throw from 15 feet, and they shoot 56%. And he doesn't shoot many free throws.
No, he don't get to the line. When you shoot threes, you don't get to the line much, and he doesn't get to the line.
He's not driving the ball at all, apparently. He's just standing out and catching and shooting and creating long shots.
Yeah.
I listen to these SEC experts, analysts. The women on there are brutal. Doing the games and they're brutal. And 2 or 3 of the guys in the studio just listen. 2 or 3 of the guys back in the SEC offices trying to analyze the games. They're brutal. And then guys get on there and say we're going to have 8 or 9 in the NCAA tournament. I don't believe that. I think it shows 8 or 9 until you start playing each other. And after you play each other, it reduces itself down probably to 6. And the question comes, will they let 99 teams in there? Sometimes they do. Sometimes a 9-9 team doesn't get in. Will somebody win the SEC tournament that wouldn't be invited to start with? So I don't know that we're going to have 8 or 9 teams. I know that's negative WIMP, as everybody says, but I don't. I think 7 at the most, probably 6. Feeling on that?
No, I agree with you, Wimp. I've said for the last couple of weeks, this league is going to cannibalize itself. I don't think there's a great team in the league. I do think it's a league this year of a lot of good teams. I think from top to bottom, it's stronger than it's been in a couple of years, but there's not that one dominant team. So what that means is you better win your home games. And you got to get your home games, and then hopefully you can get a couple on the road somewhere. But I think there'll be a lot of losses in the league this year, and then it's going to come down to non-conference schedule. It's going to come down to road games, and the way I understand it now, the criteria they use, one of the criteria, a loss to a really good team on the road is better than a win to a bad team at home. So it's more than just this RPI stuff now. I think they look at. So I'm in your corner there. I just don't see 9 SEC teams making it into the tournament.
Coach, before we let you go, this FBI situation, I think that is something that will finally, possibly for a while, maybe clean up recruiting in basketball. We all know how dirty it is, us three on the phone here. Will that help? But then I laugh. Mark Emmert is going to put together a committee to clean it up, and he gets Condoleezza Rice, who I have a lot of respect for, but she's over the committee. How many people has Condoleezza Rice ever recruited? How does she know what's going on in recruiting? Just comment on that FBI situation, then maybe what the NCAA is doing to try to fix it.
Well, she can't even bake a cake.
What I think it's going to do is just make the coaches much more careful in their recruiting habits. That's what I think is going to happen. I know there are a lot of scared coaches out there because of all of it, but it seems to have quieted down a little bit. But I don't know how much it's going to clean it up, Barry. The culture now in this summer basketball and with these hangers-on and the handlers that all these great players have, I just don't know how much it's going to clean it up. I hope it does, but I'm not very optimistic about that.
Well, Condoleezza Rice will get it fixed. She knows all the problems. Well, Coach, we appreciate it very much. You coming over with the team today, or when they coming?
I'm in Madison right now. Head up there in time to watch practice, and then get on the bus and ride over with the team.
All right.
Okay. Tell Diane I said hey.
I'll do it. Thanks for calling.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Richard.
All
appreciate
right.
it.
Okay.